and get them to check? Do you want me to go out and get them to check it?
Hello. Sitting here chilling post-transfer in using my foot spa to keep my tooties nice and warm. I actually just spilled that water everywhere. So yeah, I am technically pregnant until proven otherwise. I'm going to show you guys a photo of our embryo before it was transferred. Ready? So cute. So this was its photo at 10:18. This was its photo at 12:03, 2 hours before it went into my uterus. So we also got told that it is a what grading was it? Grade 5 AA embryo. Hello there. So don't mind my hair. I'm a bit under the weather today. Today is day 1 of post-transfer vibes. Yeah, and I felt really energetic this morning, and I actually had a really amazing sleep last night, probably to do with the acupuncture I had. Thank you, Amy. But now I've got a really bad headache, and I can feel like it's getting worse. So I'm just relaxing and watching The Bachelor at the moment. No other symptoms yet, so see how it goes. Good morning. So today is day 2 post-transfer. I'm not really feeling overly different. This time I'm trying not to really buy into any symptoms that I get. Like yesterday I had a really bad headache the whole afternoon up until I went to sleep. I drank heaps of water, so it couldn't have been that. Yeah, and I felt really tired in the afternoon, whereas in the morning I felt really good. I feel really good this morning. I had a good sleep. Yeah, so here we go, day 2. Morning. So I took a pregnancy test this morning and it came back negative. I feel okay about it, and it was kind of what I expected, but it is really early to test, and they told you not to test this early. I don't know, I was just kind of hoping that there'd be like even the faintest line, and there wasn't, which is fine. You know, I'll still remain positive about it and just see what happens, but yeah, I feel a little bit deflated, but I'm gonna go for a walk with my dog now and just enjoy this beautiful weather, and we will see in a couple of days and what happens from there. We are off to see a new fertility specialist on the Gold Coast. His name is Dr. Ki Ong, and he is apparently one of the best fertility specialists and endocrinologists around. So fingers crossed that we'll get a little bit more answers from this specialist. We just got back from the Gold Coast, well, a little while ago, but I just didn't really feel like getting on Snapchat. So it's kind of like a bittersweet thing seeing a new specialist. He's actually brought to our attention that my egg quality might not be as good as we thought. Hence, our fertilization rate being very little. Out of 11 eggs I got retrieved, only 3 fertilized, and then 2 were good enough to reach the blastocyst stage. which is the stage that they freeze the embryos. So basically when you go through IVF, there's a couple of options. Once you collect the eggs and then you've got the sperm, you can use a thing that they call ICSI, which is basically they get the sperm and then they inseminate it straight into the egg. We did use this at our last clinic, and this specialist actually said that given we bypass like the natural process of like the egg and the so given that we bypassed the natural process of the egg and the sperm naturally doing its thing and talking to each other, as they say, in the fertility world, by using ICSI, we should have had a higher success rate. So our success rate for the last cycle with the bulk bill clinic, that I'm not going to name, should have been a lot higher. So ours with them was 30%, and he said usually using ICSI it should be between 60 and 80%. I was pretty deflated after hearing that. I mean, he did say that we did end up having a positive outcome. Like, we had 3 eggs that did fertilize, and then we got 2 out of 3 like to freeze, so that was really good. But given we've now gone through 2 frozen embryo transfers and we still haven't had a successful pregnancy, he is actually starting to question my side of things. So that leads us to the next stage that we're at, and he wants me to undergo a laparoscopy. Having the laparoscopy done, we'll be able to determine whether I have a disease called endometriosis, which essentially affects fertility in women and is very common. And he said that although I don't have any symptoms for it, the amount of laparoscopies he does and he ends up finding endometriosis is crazy. He operates and does laparoscopies 4 times a week, and he said 9 times out of 10 those women come back with undiagnosed endometriosis. So obviously in all this, we walked away from the appointment today feeling, I felt a bit deflated, but I think all in all it was a really good thing, because now we know where we stand and we actually understand a little bit more about what could be going on for us, as before we just had no answers at all. And Dr. Key today was really amazing with just answering any questions we had and any doubts that we had, which was I've actually been talking to a few girls that also get treatment with Dr. Key, and they have actually said that they did this laparoscopy and he actually found endometriosis and treated it, removed it, and the amount of girls that have come forward and said they're now pregnant with their first baby is insane. So that's a positive. So at this stage, that is our plan, or our next plan. Step in this crazy ride that fertility brings. And yeah, unfortunately, due to not having private help, we will have to pocket the expense of going private to get doctor on to do our surgery. So I know a lot of people are like, well, what happened to this transfer that's just passed? So I am currently today 6 days post our 5-day blast transfer. I actually did a test yesterday. It was negative. I did one in the morning and I did one in the afternoon. both negative. I did one this morning and it was negative. I know a lot of people say that is too early to test. I could be really lucky. Some people say from day 9 they can get a positive. I am in by no means giving up. I just I'm not getting my hopes up this time. Last time I got really let down and I got really upset when it came back negative, and that's also probably a lot to do with the fact I didn't test until the day of my actual blood test. This time I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to test and I'm going to know well before the blood test if I am or I'm not. Decide that because I think that was the best option for me, and I do actually feel a little bit better from it. I think I was just really let down last time because I fully thought I was and I wasn't, and I was like, okay, whatever. So yeah, that is where we're at with everything. I did just speak to the clinic and they said that they can book me in on the 4th of November for my laparoscopy, so that's pretty soon. And yeah, so we'll go from there. Hopefully we'll find out a little bit more. Also, thank you to Botanical H2O for these little beauties helping me through. This one is a moonstone with black tourmaline, and this is a citrine crystal. New beginnings, manifestations, and this just helps with reproductive system, good female energy, all that stuff.